Hi Unity fans, this is a tutorial about Unity 5.6 and the feature Cinemachine in combination with the timeline editor for creating cutscenes. To use this feature you have to download the 5.6 beta and I added the link to the description of the video. For demonstration I used the ancient environment asset, again link is added to the description, and my favorite guy called Herbert. He comes with a couple of nice animations, for example idle, walk or lift, and we are going to use these animations in our cutscene. So let's see how to start with the timeline editor. It is available here under Window, Timeline Editor, and I will dock this here in the bottom area. Now here's a Create button for creating our so-called Playable. So let's create this. It will be an asset that represents our scene that we are going to create. Let's call this monster playable, that's okay, and press save. Because I had this Herbert guy selected when I create the playable director component and an animator is created and automatically attached to this character. Okay, and now we can start with the first track, and this is an animation track. There are different kind of tracks that you can attach to this playable, for example an activation track, an animation track, and so on. For this tutorial or for this introduction we will focus on animation tracks. So first let's add an animation clip to the Herbert guy. I select the idle animation, and when I press the play button in the timeline editor you can preview this here in the scene view. You can also drag the timeline slider and see the preview in the scene view. Okay, now let's add a second animation or a second animation clip. And this will be the walk animation. I extend the duration of the walk animation clip. And now there are two things that can be noticed. First of all, the character isn't moving, but we will fix this later on. But there's also no blending between the idle and the walk animation. And now let's see how we can do this. Really simple. You just drag the second clip to the left onto the end of the first clip, and then the result will be a nice blending between these animations. Very cool and intuitive. Okay, now we have two animations, idle and walk, but the character isn't moved when walk is displayed. So let's move him. Drag him a second time into the timeline editor and choose animation clip. And then we are making use of recording. Press the record button here for this frame, then move to a frame when he starts to move. And with recording activated, because when we have recording, keyframes will be generated automatically, we move him to that position here in the end. And then deactivate recording, and we have a new animation. Isn't that just great? There are still some bugs in the beta version, but this feature is such a great improvement, really. Alright, let's add a third animation. This will be lifting. Select it here from the animation clips. Okay, now the Herbert character is going to lift, or I want him to lift this stone. Again, I make use of blending and drag this lift animation onto the end of the walk animation. Well, and then we have to see how this stone will be animated. It has to be rotated, it has to be moved. So let's move to this position where he starts to lift the stone, and then we drag the stone right into the timeline editor. And then press again the record button to create the animation for the stone. I'm rotating and moving it while I'm recording this animation, and I always try to synchronize with the lifting animation of the character. And when I'm done with this animation, I stop recording, and then I start the game and I can see the whole cutscene. I really love this feature, and if you like my channel then like it, and don't forget to subscribe to be notified of new tutorials and updates. Thanks for watching guys, and see you soon.